So what did you find at the medical center?
Ng'otuuse ku ddwaliro ki kye wasanga?
Nayingira mu room omwali abaana.
I entered the room where the children were.
Asangawo abaana baaliwo basatu nga bababise.
The room.
Bwe wayingira room,
what did you find?
Wasanga ki?
Nasangayo abaana nga bababise.
I found children that were covered.
Nimbuuza omusawo nti omwana wange mulamu.
I asked the doctor whether my child was alive.
N'angamba kakkana.
And the doctor told me to calm down.
Neeziramu ne mubuuza musawo omwana wange mulamu.
I again asked the doctor whether my child was alive.
N'angamba bonna bafu.
And he told me that they were all dead.
Okay. So what followed?
Kyekyadako.
Nagwamu amaanyi. Ne tubeerawo kaawo. Poliisi ne bajja.
I remained there, then police came.
Poliisi bwe yajja negamba nti abaana batwala e Mulago.
When police came, they decided to take the children to Mulago.
Okay. Stella, before police came, did you get a chance to look at Gideon?
Yes,
police nga tennatuuka wafuna akakisa kulaba ku Gideon?
Yes, sir.
What did you see?
Gentleman understands only English,
Yeah.
so make sure you interpret.
I got a chance to look at Gideon.
So what did you see
Bwe wamulaba walaba ki?
about Gideon? In what state was he?
Yali mu mbeera ki?
Mwana wange baamusala akambe wano bw'oti.
My child was cut with a knife in the neck.
Namuno baamufumitamu.
And he was also stabbed in the neck.
Era omusaayi gwali mungi nnyo.
And he had a lot of blood.
So you say police came and he was taking
Ggaba Trading Center, Ggaba Parish, Makindye Division, Kampala District, ng'alina ekigendererwa Yata Keisha Agenworth Otim. Era bamubuuzizza omusango oba aguwulidde, n'agamba aguwulidde, naye n'agamba teyagukola.
Okay. So, Mr. Okello, we go to the third count or the third offense. It is also a charge of murder, contrary to Section 171 and 172 of the Penal Code Act, Cap or Chapter 128. The particulars of this offense are that you, Okello, Christopher Okello Onyum, on the 2nd day of April 2026, at Ggaba Early Childhood Development Center, Ggaba Trading Zone, Ggaba Parish, Makindye Division, Kampala District, with malice aforethought, you unlawfully caused the death of Seryange Ignatius. And what this offense means is that with intention, you caused the death or you killed Seryange Ignatius. Mr. Okello, have you had that charge?
Yes, my lord, I've had the charge.
Have you understood it?
Yes, my lord, I have understood the charge.
Mr. Okello, how do you plead?
I plead not guilty to this charge, my lord.
Okay, I've also entered a plea of not guilty for this count as well.
Omusango gwokusatu era nagwo gwa butemu nga kigambirwa nti Christopher Okello Onyum ng'ennaku z'omwezi 2 Ogwokuna 2026 Ggaba High Childhood Development Center mu Ggaba Trading Zone, Ggaba Parish, Makindye Division mu Kampala District ng'alina ekigendererwa Dr. Seruyange Ignatius. Bamubuuziza omusango n'agamba aguwulidde naye mbu teyagukola.
Mr. Okello, the last count or the last charge is also a charge of murder, and it is contrary to section 171 and 172 of the Penal Code Act, chapter 128. And the particulars of this offense are that you, Okello, Christopher Okello Onyum, on the 2nd day of April 2026, Ggaba Early Childhood Development Center, Ggaba Trading Zone, Ggaba Parish, Makindye Division in Kampala District, with malice aforethought, you unlawfully caused the death of Odeke Ryan. Mr. Okello, have you heard the charge?
Yes, my lord, I have heard the charge.
Have you understood it?
Yes, I've understood the charge, my lord.
How do you plead, Mr. Okello?
My lord, I plead not guilty to this charge, my lord.
So, Mr. Okello, I have also entered a plea of not guilty on the last count, count 4.
Omusango ogwokuna era nagwo gwa butemu nga kigambirwa nti Christopher Okello Onyum ng'ennaku z'omwezi 2 Ogwokuna 2026 Ggaba Early Childhood Development Center mu Ggaba Trading Zone, Ggaba Parish, Makindye Division, Kampala District ng'olina ekigendererwa Wata Odeke Ryan. Era bamubuuziza n'agamba nti omusango aguwulidde naye teyagukola.
My lord, we have some
To having this evidence admitted.
Yes, my lord. I'll confirm that my lawyer has explained to me the facts about the agreed evidence, and yes, it should be usable in court. Yeah, that's what I would like to say, my lord.
Balooya aba gavumenti ne balooya ba Mr. Christopher Okello Onyum balina obujulizi bwe bakaanyizaawo nti babuleete mu kkooti ng'ebizibiti. Kino bakikola obutayagala kuyita abajulizi aboogera obujulizi obukwata ku biwandiiko oba obujulizi bwe bakaanyizaako kuleeta mu kkooti.
So as that evidence is being read out, I want you to listen very carefully, because at the end of it, I will require all of us to sign on that document which has agreed evidence. So please listen carefully. Yes, Ms. Kiza.
The agreed evidence, my lord, is in respect of
Are you hearing us? Let's try to be audible enough.
Lower it a little. Lower the mic. There. Hello? Okay. You can do it. Thank you.
Yes, Ms. Kiza, please try to speak loudly. There are people the other side who may want to follow the proceedings.
Most obliged. The agreed evidence, my lord, is in respect of police form 48B, which is the postmortem report, and the various postmortem reports that we have. My lord, the postmortem reports are 4 in total. The first one, my lord, is a postmortem report in respect of Eteku Gideon. Eteku Gideon was one of the children. This is under CRB number 026 of 2026, Ggaba Police Station. The bodies were taken to the city mortuary, Mulago, and the postmortem was conducted on the 2nd of April 2026. Agenworth was found to be a female juvenile of preschool age.
Yes, proceed.
The body was found to be cold. It had primary flaccidity. She had 12 teeth and her jaw was intact. The body was also found to be pale, evidence of trauma. There was a 9-centimeter long open wound. On the right side of the neck at 67 centimeters from the right heel. And 1 centimeter from the anterior midline.
From the anterior,
1 centimeter from the anterior midline. This wound was longer than it was deep. The wound was characterized by smooth edges, regular margins, but there were no marginal contusion nor breaching fibers. The wound was deep The wound was deep, transecting through the skin underlying neck muscles The doctor's conclusion was that the cause of death was hypovolemic shock following deep cut wound to the neck. My lord, this postmortem report is signed by Dr. Katongole Abdul on the 2nd of April 2026. It also bears a stamp of Kampala Capital City Authority City Mortuary Police.
Ekiwandiiko ekyokubiri era nayo postmortem oba ebbaluwa omusawo gye yawandiika ng'amaze okwekebejja omulambo gwa Keisha Aginworth Otim ng'ennaku z'omwezi 2 Ogwokuna 2026 era omusawo y'omu Dr. Katongole Abdul bwe yakebera omwana ono yali omwana omuwala nga yali alina emyaka egy'okubeera mu nasale era nti omulambo gwali gunyogoga nga gupeeruse. Ono yali alina amaanyi 12 nti naye baamufumita mu bulago era ekiwundu kyali kyenkana sentimita 9 nti baamukebera bwe yamukebera n'asanga nti bwe baamufumita nnyo nga kye baamufumisa kyayingira mu
Vertebral artery in the neck. The doctor found that the above descriptions were consistent with deep cut injuries. The doctor also found that there was another 4-centimeter long cut wound. There was another 4-centimeter long cut wound located on the right submandibular region. Submandibular, my lord, is SUBMANDIBULAR. Submandibular region at just 3 centimeters above the deep cut wound described above. This wound was only superficial, involving the skin and the superficial fascia. The cause of death was hypervolemic shock following deep cut injuries to the neck. This report, my lord, was signed by Dr. Katongole Abdul on the 2nd day of April 2026. It also bears a stamp of Kampala Capital City Mortuary Police.
Ekiwandiiko ekyokusatu kye bakaanyizaako ye postmortem oba ebbaluwa gye bakebererako Sseruyange Ignatius nga bagiwa enamba 11 Kashare 2026. Sseruyange Ignatius yali mwana mulenzi nga muto nga yali atuuse okugenda mu ssomero lya Nasare. Omusawo yamukebera bamuyita Katongole Abdul era yamukebera nga nnaku z'omwezi 2 Ogwokuna 2026. Omulambo gwali gunyogoze era nga apeeruse nnyo nti bwe yamukebera n'asanga yali alina ekiwundu ekya sentimita 14 mu bulago nti ate ekiwundu ekyo yafumitira ddala n'atuuka mu mabega w'obulago nti yafumita yasala emisuwa egisinga egikwata ku bulago nti era n'alaba n'akawundu akalala akali ka sentimita 4 akali kumpi n'ekiwundu ekyo ekinene ekyamuviirako okufa yava ku musaayi mungi olw'ekiwundu ekyali mu bulago n'asayininga n'ateekako sitampu ya mochari.
The fourth and final piece of evidence, my lord, is also police form 48B, a postmortem report, and it is number 1104 of 2026. Under Police CRB 026 of 2026, Ggaba Police Station. This postmortem, my lord, is in respect of Odeke Ryan. Examination, my lord, was done by Dr. Katongole Abdul. On 2nd April 2026. At the time of the postmortem, the body of Odeke was cold, located on the right side of the neck.
Let him sit outside. We'll be able to.
There was a 9-centimeter long deep cut wound located on the right side of the neck in an oblique fashion.
Abajulizi bonna b'omusango guno mujje mu maaso.
The ones who have been summoned by the prosecution.
Be baayise okujja kuwa obujulizi. Waliwo semanisi ze baatambuzizza oba wafunye ekipapulo ekyo ekikuyita okubeera omujulizi, senderako mu maaso. Musendere mu maaso.
When one of you is testifying, the rest are not supposed to be here.
Omu ku mmwe bw'aba ng'awa obujulizi, abalala tujja kubakkiriza kubeera wano okumpi.
except after you have testified.
Mpozi ng'omaze okuwa obujulizi,
That's when you can sit in and listen in.
awo osobola kujja n'otuula n'owuliriza.
So,
Please repeat your full names for court.
Amannya go?
Bampita Apollo Stella.
Stella, you say, how old are you?
Olina emyaka meka?
N'emyaka 36.
I'm 36 years old.
And what do you do for a living?
Okola mulimu ki?
Ndi businesswoman.
What business?
Okola
Tunda
business ki? Business ki?
Tunda greens.
I sell greens. Yali wa bbanga ki?
Yali alina emyaka 2 n'ekitundu.
2.5 years.
Stella, do you also know where you were on the 2nd of April this year?
Omanyi wa gye waali nga 2 Okwokuna guno omwaka?
In the morning.
Ku makya.
Nakeera ku makya ne ntegeka omwana wange.
I woke up in the morning and I prepared my child.
Mwana wange namutegeka ne muleeta ku Daycare.
And I brought.
Ne mulekayo ne nsalayo ne nzirayo ku mirimu gyange.
Stella, which daycare?
Daycare ki? Gye wamutwalamu?
This
Erinnya lya
is
Daycare
in which place?
esangibwa wa?
Stella, we are going to ask you to be strong, and we go through this process for court. Okay? Okay. So which daycare is this? Where is it? Or the bodies to Mulago? Did they take the bodies to Mulago?
Ogambye nti poliisi yajja n'egamba nti etwale emirambo e Mulago. Baagitwala?
Yes, sebo.
Yes.
What followed after that?
Ki ekyaddako?
Twasigalawo ffe waka engeri gye naaliko omu saasobola okugenda n'abaali bagenda mu ddwaliro.
We stayed at home since I was alone. I could not follow people who were going to the hospital.
So did anyone in your family follow up at the hospital to your knowledge?
Waliwo omuntu yenna ava mu famire yammwe eyagendako ku ddwaliro?
It was the following day.
So what happened on the following day?
Olunaku olwaddako ki ekyatuukawo?
Olunaku olwaddako organizinga bagende baggyeyo bode ya Gideon okuva mu ddwaliro.
Damu?
Damu? You repeat?
Olunaku olwaddako organizinga ogenda okuggyayo ki bode ya Gideon okuva mu ddwaliro.
The following day we organized to go and pick the body of Gideon from the hospital.
Yes.
Era twamuggyayo.
And we picked him.
Yes.
Ne tumutuusako ewaka.
We took him home.
Yes.
Ne tunoonya entambula.
And looked for transport.
Yes.
Ne tusimbula.
Where did you take the body?
Omwana Gideon twamutwala Palisa.
And then we set off to Palisa.
What happened in Palisa?
Nga mutuuse Palisa ki ekyaddako?
Era organizinga okuziika, what should I say?
Twateekateeka engeri gye twatugenda muziikamu.
We prepared for burial.
So when was Gideon buried?
Mwamuziika ddi?
Gideon twamuziika lwa mukaaga.
We buried him on a Saturday.
Finally, Stella, did you get to know the person who had killed your
Wamala
son?
n'otegeera omutemu eyatemula mutabani wo.
Bamundaganga ku ssimu naye mulabye leero.
They used to show him to me on the phone, but I've seen him today.
So did you know the accused person before this incident?
Nga bino byonna tebinabaawo, ono gwe bagamba nti yatta abaana wali omumanyi?
Nedda ssebo.
I didn't know him before this incident.
My Lord, that's all from the witness. She's available for cross if any.
Who is cross-examining? Okay, yes, Miss Sarah, please.
Much obliged. Stella, accept our condolences.
Kkiriza okusaasira okuva ku baalooya b'omuvunaanibwa.
Kitalo nnyo. So we just have a few questions to ask. At what time did you always take the child to school?
Omwana wali ng'omutwala ku ssomero ssaawa mmeka?
Twalanga ku emu naye ku olunaku nalwawoko.
I used to take him to school at 7, but on that day I delayed.
So at what time did you take him on that day?
Ku olwo wamutwala ssaawa mmeka?
Zaali ssaawa 2.
It was 8.
And when you bring the child to school, who would you meet? Like the first person to meet at the school?
Bwe watwalanga omwana ku ssomero, ani gwe wasookanga okulaba ku ssomero?
Abasomesa babeerawo.
The teachers were always there.
So when you reach and the teachers were there, would you enter with the child to the school?
Bwe watuukanga ng'abasomesa we bali, wayingiranga n'omwana mu ssomero?
Ye nnyabo.
Yes.
So when you're entering with the child to school, were you checked? Were you always checked?
Nga muyingiza abaana mu ssomero, basookanga kubaaza?
Bakebera bags balabe engoye z'otaddemu.
They used to check the bags to see the clothes we have put inside.
Okay, and what time do you always pick him?
Wamukimanga ssaawa mmeka?
Ssaawa 10.
At 4.
And when you were picking him, do you also used to enter the school?
Ng'omukima era wayingiranga essomero?
Ye nnyabo.
Yes.
And when you're entering